Rocket Lab. It's been an amazing year. Let's unpack what has happened, and then let's look at what we have to look forward to. Right guys, let's bring something different to this Rocket Lab space. And in 2025, the HustleBrothers are finally going head first as we spearhead into this sector. You all know it's my biggest position, and it feels wrong not to have them integrated into our channel somehow. So here it is. Rocket Lab has had a massive 2024, so let's unpack everything that's happened, and then let's look at what we have to look forward to in 2025. So as we always say, whether you're a seasoned Rocket Lab investor or you're completely new to the company, we'll unpack everything you need to grasp a deeper understanding about Rocket Lab as a company. But before we get into it, as you can tell, we are one of the fastest growing channels in the next generation technology stock space. So make sure to bang that subscribe button to make sure you keep seeing me, as loads of my videos going forward are going to be subscriber only. Now that's out of the way, let's do a 30-second rundown on what Rocket Lab is for the new guys, and then let's get straight into the video. So Rocket Lab was founded in 2006 by Peter Beck, and is a pioneer in aerospace company that has quickly established itself as a dominant player in the small satellite launch market. It's headquartered in Long Beach, California, with significant operations in New Zealand. Rocket Lab specialises in the design, manufacture and operation of launch vehicles and spacecraft. Their primary vehicle, the Electron rocket, is renowned for its ability to deploy small satellites into orbit efficiently, offering dedicated launches that cater for the growing demand for flexible and affordable space access. Rocket Lab's mission is to remove barriers to commercial space by providing end-to-end services that include not only rocket launchers, but also spacecraft components like star trackers, reaction wheels, and solar arrays. The company's strategic focus is on innovation in the space technology, aiming to make space more accessible for commercial, civilian, and defense applications. So what was the significance of 2024, and why am I still adding even at this all-time high? The year 2024 marked a pivotal period for Rocket Lab, characterised by significant achievements across various fronts. Firstly, Rocket Lab set an annual launch record by successfully deploying 16 Electron missions, showcasing the reliability and demand for their launch services. This included missions for notable clients like the National Reconnaissance Office, NASA, and commercial entities like Synspective, which is booked for multiple launches for its SAR satellite constellation. In terms of contract acquisitions, 2024 was a banner year. Rocket Lab secured a $515 million contract from the US Space Force to act as a primary contractor for the military satellite project, marking their largest contract to date. Additionally, they were selected for the Victus Haze mission under a $32 million contract to demonstrate tactically responsive space capabilities, further cementing their role in national security space missions. Manufacturing capabilities also saw significant expansion. Rocket Lab continued to enhance production facilities with key developments in engine testing for the upcoming Neutron rocket at NASA Stennis Space Center, and the commissioning of a new manufacturing complex in the US for carbon composite products. These expansions are part of Rocket Lab's strategy to increase production efficiency and support for the development of larger reusable rockets like the Neutron, slated for its first launch in the near future, and we can expect that within the next 6 months. 2024 was not just another year, but a landmark one for Rocket Lab, where they solidified their position in the global space industry, expanded their operational footprint, and set the stage for future innovations. If we look at the industry context, in 2024 the space launch market continued to evolve rapidly, driven by increased satellite deployments, particularly within the small satellite sector. The proliferation of small satellites for various applications, from Earth observation to communications, has led to a surge in demand for launch services that can provide frequent, cost-effective and precise orbital insertions. A significant trend has been the rise of the dedicated rideshare missions, where multiple small satellites share in the cost of a single launch, making space access more economical for small organisations and startups. This is being complemented by constellations like Starlink and OneWeb, which necessitate a high launch cadence to build out their network coverage. The market size for space launch services was estimated to reach $17.5 billion in 2024, with a compounded annual rate of 14.9%, reflecting the sector's robust growth trajectory. Diving across to the competitive landscape, Rocket Lab has carved out a distinctive niche within the competitive landscape. Against behemoths like SpaceX, which has dominated 98 launches in 2023 and continued its aggressive launch schedule in 2024, Rocket Lab distinguishes itself by focusing on the small to medium satellite market with its Electron rocket. Electron's appeal lies in its ability to offer dedicated launches, providing clients with the flexibility of when and where to launch their satellites, something not always available in larger rideshare missions. The differentiation is crucial in a market where the precision in orbit and timing can be important for the cost. This differentiation is crucial in a market where precision in orbit and timing can be as important as cost. Looking forward, Rocket Lab is positioning itself for a broader market appeal with the development of the Neutron rocket. While SpaceX and Blue Origin focus on heavy lift capabilities with Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy and New Glenn, Neutron will target the medium lift segment, aiming for reusability just like Falcon 9, but with the focus on cost effectiveness and a rapid turnaround. The strategy positions Rocket Lab not just as a competitor, but as a complementary service provider in the launch ecosystem, offering scalable solutions from small to medium payloads. Rocket Lab's vertical integration, including in-house engine manufacturing and satellite assembly, sets it apart by giving it control over quality, cost and schedule, aspects that are critical in an industry where delays can be costly. As the space sector grows and diversifies, Rocket Lab's strategic choices in 2024 have laid a foundation not just to compete, but to lead in specific segments of this dynamic market. If we look at operational milestones, we can look at manufacturing developments. So in 2024, Rocket Lab significantly expanded its manufacturing capabilities to meet the growing demand for its launch services and spacecraft components. One of the key developments was the completion and operational ramp-up of the new manufacturing facility in Long Beach, California, dedicated to the production of the Neutron rocket. This facility increased the production capacity of the Archimedes engine, which is central to Neutron's performance, allowing for faster production cycles and reduced lead times. Rocket Lab also invested heavily in automation technology, introduced an automated fiber placement machine for producing Neutron's carbon composite structures, which not only speeds up manufacturing, but enhances the quality and consistency of rocket components. This was part of the broader strategy to scale up from small to medium lift capabilities, ensuring that Rocket Lab could maintain its market position as demand for larger payloads grew. Rocket Lab then achieved a notable increase in the production rate of the Electron rocket, doubling its build rate from the previous year. This was facilitated by improvements in the supply chain management and assembly processes, enabling the company to respond more agilely to market demands for launches. Speaking about the launch achievements and testing, the year 2024 was marked by several operational milestones for Rocket Lab in terms of launch achievement and testing. Looking at launch frequency, Rocket Lab completed 16 Electron launches, a 60% increase from the previous year, and it's setting a new record for annual launches. Notable missions included 4 of a kind for Spire Global and North Star Earth and Space, deploying 4 space situational awareness satellites. But hold up, let me know below if you are happy with 16 Electron launches for the year, as we were forecast for over 20. We know the launches are being rescheduled, but are you content with 16 as a figure? Let me know below. Right, let's get back into it. If we look at payload delivery, the missions collectively deployed over 60 satellites, showcasing Electron's precision to orbit insertion, with some missions achieving orbit accuracy within 8 meters, far surpassing the industry standard. Watch out, Falcon 9. Then if we look at recovery and reuse, Rocket Lab continued to advance its reusability program. Several missions in 2024 included attempts to recover Electron's first stage, with some successful splashdowns, advancing the company towards reusing rocket components. The 4-of-a-kind mission notably included a successful first stage recovery, moving Rocket Lab closer to operational reusability. However, this has now taken a backstep going forward, as the company is deploying all engineering resources to focus on the production of the Neutron rocket before it continues to scale up the reusability of the Electron. And that brings us to Neutron development. The year also saw Rocket Lab conduct the first successful hot fire test of the Neutron Archimedes engine, a critical step in validating the technology from its medium lift rocket. This milestone laid the groundwork for Neutron's first flight, anticipated in the coming year. Then let's look at Rocket Lab's HASTE. The Hypersonic Accelerator Suborbital Test Electron vehicle was used for several hypersonic technology test missions, showcasing Rocket Lab's versatility in meeting US Department of Defense needs for rapid response testing capabilities. On the regulatory front, Rocket Lab achieved several key milestones. We had the launch site certifications. Rocket Lab secured a new launch site license for Launch Complex 2 in Virginia, enabling suborbital launches of the hypersonic testing. This expansion not only increases the operational capacity, but also diversified Rocket Lab's launch offerings. The Electron rocket received additional certifications that allowed for more complex missions, including those for national security, enhancing Rocket Lab's eligibility for high-value government contracts. Rocket Lab then made strides in environmental compliance, particularly in New Zealand site, where they implemented new measures for sustainability, including better waste management and lower carbon footprint initiatives, which are crucial for long-term operational permissions. These regulatory advancements not only bolster Rocket Lab's operational capacity, but also its reputation for reliability and compliance, crucial for securing further contracts and expanding into new markets. The combination of manufacturing developments, successful launches, and regulatory progress in 2024 position Rocket Lab for sustained growth and innovation in the space industry. Now investors, get your ears open. We're going to talk about strategic partnerships and expansion of key partnerships. 2024 was a year where Rocket Lab significantly broadened its network through strategic partnerships. We had defense contracts. One of the most notable partnerships was with the US Space Force, where Rocket Lab secured $515 million contract to act as a prime contractor for the design, the build, and the operation of 18 Tranche 2 transport layer beta data transport satellites. This contract not only marked Rocket Lab's largest to date, but also positioned the company as a key player in national security and space missions. Additionally, Rocket Lab won a $32 million contract with the Victus Hayes mission, aimed at demonstrating tactically responsive space capabilities, showcasing their ability to respond to rapidly operational demand. Then let's speak about commercial collaborations. Rocket Lab continued its partnership with Synspective, signing a deal of 10 Electron launches, reinforcing the role of deploying the SAR satellite constellation. This partnership highlights Rocket Lab's commitment to the commercial Earth observation market. Then we have the international engagements. Rocket Lab expanded its international footprint, particularly with Japan, where they worked closely with Synspective and announced launches for the Japanese government's missions. The collaboration will lead us on the HASTE vehicle for hypersonic testing, demonstrated Rocket Lab's capability in serving international defense and research communities. And then what about the space agency collaborations? Rocket Lab's relationship with NASA grew stronger, with contracts for both lunar and Mars missions. They were involved in building a spacecraft for NASA's Escapade mission to Mars, and it contributed to the development of the lunar lander software for the future Artemis missions, showcasing their versatility in deep space applications. Rocket Lab's market expansion in 2024 was multifaceted. Lunar and interplanetary missions were another key highlight. Rocket Lab aimed at the burgeoning market for lunar services by developing the Photon spacecraft bus, which was used for missions like the Capstone lunar orbit insertion for NASA. This initiative not only expanded Rocket Lab's market in the lunar logistics, but also prepared them for future interplanetary missions, with their involvement in the Escapade Mars mission being a significant step. To establish a stronger presence in new markets, Rocket Lab announced the development of their new manufacturing complex in Maryland to produce advanced composite materials for spacecraft and their launch vehicles, thereby increasing their capacity to serve both government and commercial clients in North America. They also continued to leverage their New Zealand launch site, while also expanding their operations in Virginia for more responsive launches. Then if we speak about constellations, Rocket Lab's strategy included targeting the constellation market, securing multi-launch deal agreements for their Neutron rocket with a confidential commercial satellite operator, indicating the readiness for service of larger satellite deployments with the medium lift capabilities. Then let's speak about the company's sector diversification. Rocket Lab has made significant strides in diversifying its service offerings. Beyond launches, Rocket Lab expanded into satellite operations with Space Systems Division, which not only builds its satellites, but provides end-to-end management from manufacturing to on-orbit operations. This vertical integration allows Rocket Lab to not only offer complete service packages, which will now make space more accessible to new satellite operators. In the company's acquisition and subsequent expansion of the Solero technologies in New Mexico under the CHIPS Act funding, aimed at scaling the production of space-grade solar cells. This move not only diversifies their product offerings, but also positions them to supply critical components for the space industry, reducing dependency on international suppliers. Then an exciting one, the hypersonic and reusability technologies. The development and testing of the HASTE vehicle for the hypersonic research and ongoing Electron first stage recovery program are steps towards offering new technology services, potentially opening new revenue streams in defense and research sectors. Through these partnerships, expansions and diversification, Rocket Lab in 2024 not only solidified its position in the small satellite market, but also strategically positioned itself for growth in new sectors, markets, and technological frontiers, ensuring a broader and more resilient business model in the competitive space industry. Now for all you nerds, let's talk about the company's financial performance and strategy. In 2024, Rocket Lab demonstrated a robust financial growth, reflecting its strategic focus on both launch services and space systems. Rocket Lab's revenue for the third quarter of 2024 grew by an impressive 55% year over year, reaching 105 million. This growth was driven by a combination of increased launch frequency from their Electron rocket and expanding contracts in their space systems division. For the full year, revenue was projected to be between 430 million and 440 million, showcasing a healthy demand for their services. The backlog stood at a record of just over 1 billion, indicating strong future revenue potential. Despite significant revenue growth, Rocket Lab continued to report net losses, with a net loss of 51.9 million in quarter 3 24. These losses were largely attributed to the high costs associated with the research and development, particularly of the Neutron rocket program. However, the loss was less than the previous year, suggesting a narrowing of operational deficits as efficiencies are gained. So you want to know the major expenditure areas. So we had research and development, and these expenses were substantial, with the focus on the Neutron rocket, which saw significant development milestones like the first hot fire of the Archimedes engine. Research and development is crucial for Rocket Lab's long-term strategy though, aiming to compete in the medium lift market. Then we have capital expenditure, or CapEx. Rocket Lab invested heavily in capital expenditures, particularly in expanding manufacturing capabilities for both Electron and Neutron rockets. This included new facilities in Long Beach, California for Neutron production and in Maryland for the composites, totaling investments in the range of tens of millions. Then we have investments and funding. Rocket Lab's funding strategy in 2024 was multifaceted. We had an equity offering. Earlier in this year, Rocket Lab raised approximately 355 million through the issuance of convertible senior notes. This move not only bolstered the company's balance sheet, but also provided funding at what was described as the most attractive cost of capital, avoiding immediate dilution to shareholders. Then we had debt financing. Beyond the convertible notes, Rocket Lab maintained a prudent approach to debt, focusing on financing that supports the growth without compromising financial flexibility. And what about the government grants and contracts? Rocket Lab benefited from significant government contracts like the Space Development Agency deal, which not only added revenue, but also provided non-dilutive funding. Additionally, they secured grants under the CHIPS Act for expanding the space-grade solar cells production, which helped in reducing the financial burden of research and development. These funding activities ensured that Rocket Lab could continue its aggressive expansion and research and development without immediate pressure on profitability. This maintained a healthy cash position for the future operations. Then let's speak about cost management and efficiency. Rocket Lab employed several strategies to manage its costs and improve operational efficiency. By doubling the production rate of the Electron rocket and implementing automation, Rocket Lab aimed to lower unit costs per launch. The new manufacturing facilities for Neutron also focus on lean manufacturing principles to reduce the costs of production scales. Efforts were made to strengthen the supply chains, reducing dependency on single suppliers and mitigating risks associated with the component availability and cost fluctuations. Then the company focused on optimizing launch operations, especially with advancements in stage recovery for Electron, which, if successful, could significantly cut costs by enabling rocket reuse. Then they managed to keep their operational costs under control by strategically expanding its workforce in line with its growth, ensuring that the increase in overheads were matched by the revenue growth. By focusing on these areas, Rocket Lab not only managed to sustain its growth trajectory, but also set foundations for achieving profitability in the future, particularly as the Neutron program matures and starts to contribute revenue. The strategy of balancing between aggressive expansion, research and development investments, and cost management positions Rocket Lab for sustained growth in the competitive space industry. Then let's speak to the investors. Throughout 2024, investor sentiment towards Rocket Lab has been overwhelmingly positive. It was buoyed by the company's operational success and strategic expansions. The stock saw a remarkable rise, gaining over 320% by the end of the year, reflecting a strong confidence in Rocket Lab's future. Analyst sentiment also improved throughout the year, with a number of analyst ratings increasing from $7 to $11 all the way to $16.50 and we blew it out of the water, alongside a moderate buy rating. This optimism was fueled by significant contract wins, particularly in defense, and the progress with Neutron. Posts across X also highlights expectations of continued growth, with some investors predicting Rocket Lab could reach 50 billion market cap by the end of 2025 due to Neutron's potential. Guys, let me know, is this too bullish? Then let's talk about the stock performance. Rocket Lab stock exhibited significant volatility throughout the year, primarily due to the high expectations set by the growth trajectory and the space sector's inherent risks. Key financial metrics that investors focus on included revenue growth, backlog expansion, and the pace of Neutron development. Despite ongoing losses, the narrowing loss margin and the company's ability to secure high-value contracts has been seen as a positive indicators of the future of profitability. The stock performance was also influenced by the broader market trends in the aerospace sectors and institutional investment, which saw a notable increase, with institutional ownership rising to nearly 72%. Guys, don't let them shake you off. Then I know why you're still here. We have the 2025 projections. Looking into 2025, I have several milestones that are anticipated for Rocket Lab. At number 1, we have Neutron's first launch. Much anticipated test launch of the Neutron rocket is expected in late 25. This medium lift rocket will mark Rocket Lab's entry into the larger payload markets, potentially capturing significant market share beyond small satellite launches. At number 2, I have launch schedule. Rocket Lab aims for an ambitious launch schedule, potentially doubling or tripling their Electron launches from 2024, targeting around 52 launches with the addition of Neutron. Guys, I would be happy with 30, but is 50 too much? At 3, strategic goals. Rocket Lab's strategy includes expanding its satellite services, increasing the efficiency of launch operations through its reusability, and further penetrating the defense and government sectors with both Electron and Neutron capabilities. The company also looks to leverage its new manufacturing capabilities for cost reduction and to support its growing market demands. And then at number 4, revenue and market expansion. Analysts project Rocket Lab's revenue could approach 749 million in 2025, driven by Neutron's commercial operations and continued growth in their space systems division. Guys, how much do you think they'll make next year? The combination of these factors positions Rocket Lab for a year of significant growth and market consolidation, provided that they can successfully navigate the technical and market challenges associated with new rocket introductions and scaling operations. I am so excited to go on this journey with you, and if you've made it this far, make sure you bang that subscribe button. Do you want me to do an extensive deep dive on what we can expect with all the analyst price targets, including my own? Well, drop a comment below and let me know what you think, and we'll continue to integrate into this great sector.